My name is Musa Adnan, that's Ali Dawa, this is Rooted, and here's what we have coming up for you today. One sister comes up to me and she says to me, I love you. Yeah.
One thing that kind of motivates me is, well, I don't like seeing injustice. I have a phobia to injustice. When I see injustice, I feel like I have to do something about it. It's just innate. I think it's with everyone. When I went to Speaker's Corner, when I used to watch it, at the beginning, I would say personally, I should have had more knowledge on certain matters, definitely. Because I was thinking to myself, at that time, I don't think you should have been doing Dawa, man. I don't think you should have been doing Dawa.
I would agree with you. One of the things that I wanted to discuss with you is the marriage documentary now.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the marriage documentary.
It's just 3 years late. I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of it.
It's 3 years late. Yeah, of course. It's finally coming. Yeah.
The first part, Aki, I know the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I know the destruction and the disaster that it has brought to people's lives. My cousin hanged himself. Mm-hmm. In the marriage documentary, you will see a video footage.
That's what you showed me, isn't it?
On his deathbed. You will see it on his deathbed. My neighbor hanged himself. My cousin who hanged himself, his friend hanged himself in a park about a couple of weeks later. I know people who self-harmed. I know the Jahiliyyah that I lived and I saw literally people crumbling. Listen, look, we go through everything, brother. We go through everything. Talaq, khula, marriage, what you can ask, can you go on a halal day, can you speak on the phone, text messaging, the dad's not accepting it, there's a sister who's, bro, everything to do with marriage, everything, literally all angles, we're going through everything. Yeah. And it's just a learning curve. You just get your pen and paper and just know, because this is, we're going to people of knowledge. It's not coming from me. I'm going to people of knowledge. Sheikh Mufti Mink's in it.
You know what, brothers and sisters, I actually want to start this podcast off. There's many things that we're going to speak about on this podcast and many exciting things that I'm sure that many of you are looking forward to. But I wanted to start this podcast off with a bang, with an amazing announcement, something that you haven't spoken about before, Ali. So I'm just going to pass it over to you. I'm going to let you do your thing because...
What kind of bang do you want? Because if it's Sheikh Mohammed Hoblos, he usually bangs the tables. But
you can bang the table, but
No, it's okay. I'll give you a different bang. Okay. It won't be in your face.
So I can see we're getting the dead jokes already.
Yes. I've been improving actually quite these last weeks.
Yeah, mashallah.
They've been working actually. Yeah. So what do you want from me? What, you want to talk about my daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you could have said, guys.
Yeah.
I have got a daughter.
Yeah, I just did. Actually, some people noticed it. I was speaking to when the far right came to the park. Yeah. Okay. That's when I first mentioned, and the reason I found the need to mention is because I was talking to somebody who had obviously follows Tommy Robinson.
Okay.
And they were obviously had this issue about the grooming gang issue, etc.
Yeah.
So he's talking about it, etc. And I said, look, if it was your daughter, etc., do you think as a Muslim, I'm just going to think, oh, that's a non-believer, and I'm going to turn a blind eye? I said, at that moment, I was like, I said, I have a daughter as well. I said, if you knew my daughter was being treated like or something like that, are you going to turn a blind eye? He's like, of course not. So we had this kind of connection, and I thought there was a need, and I think it worked wonders in a way because it just made that person understand that I'm a father, I'm a human being, and we had this connection, and that was the first time, and I think people started clocking from there, like, oh, did he say he had a daughter? What? Did you get it?
Yeah.
And
I wanted to ask you actually to speak about, and obviously we had a conversation yesterday with regards to speaking about it because I think that you've changed a lot since that happened.
Really?
Since I think you've changed a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've known you for years, alhamdulillah, and many of the people online, they know that as well. And you've changed a lot as a person since you had a child. And I wanted to ask you, how do you feel like you've changed since you had your daughter? Obviously, she's been alive now. She's been around now for a couple of years, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, just over 2 years.
Just over 2 years.
Yeah.
So how has that changed your life? And a lot of the time you would speak about marriage, you'd speak about zina, you'd speak about your whole marriage documentary. We're going to speak about that as well. How did your mindset change with regards to all of these things when you actually had a daughter yourself?
Yeah, man, it just puts everything into perspective, to be honest, because with me, I'm a kind of person, sometimes people come to realizations, yeah? So, for example, in the marriage documentary, you will see the trailer coming out, inshallah, this month. She's in there. She's actually in there. You'll see it. I'm just giving a little, this is a little exclusive thing going on.
Yeah.
So, she's going to be in there, and throughout the marriage documentary, I'll be talking about before,
Yeah.
The marriage document. That's the main part of the marriage documentary. After and during and after. You know, a lot of aspects of it.
Okay.
Talking about fathers in general, mothers, etc. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But the question I'm asking is, a lot of people come to that realization, and these are people who have a jahiliyyah, who've lived a certain life where they have messed around with girls and they've done a lot of things. And when they have a daughter, they're like so protective and like, oh man, this is my daughter. And it sinks in and they're like, yo man, hold on a second. I've been doing so much bad stuff. Like with me, I didn't have that realization. Like one of the lessons that people learn a lot with daughters specifically, I'll be honest with you, is that sadly, is like, this is my daughter now, I'm going to be extra, but when it comes to treating other people's daughters, etc. So some people have that realization. With me, obviously, it was a living experience, because with me, I like to put myself in a lot of people's shoes and be like, look, I would not want to treat a female in that specific way, because if that was my daughter or it was my sister, that was before I even have a daughter. But having a daughter, it gives that reality, and it's just like, yo man, yeah, of course, man, it's just reassurance, like, come on, you know, so brothers out there, etc., whoever it may be, and reminded to myself, you know, how to be towards our sisters, our mothers, our wives, etc., etc., etc. So it brought that in there, and also it's just this, it's unexplainable, man. It's this amazing feeling. Like I look forward, you know, to seeing her and just her smile. Even there's like a picture where on the swing, and there's a picture. My mum took it, and there's this moment where she's looking directly at me in the eyes. We're having eye contact, and she just has this like, it's like she's adoring me, and I'm just looking at her, and there's such a powerful image. I get emotional, and I'm like, yo man, like this is emotional. Even in the trailer, when I decided to put certain segments of me and her, I watch it and I feel like crying. I genuinely start feeling like I'm like, this is so powerful, because I don't know if it's the effect of the nasheed and the images, but it had this. If you when you watch the trailer, you see what I'm talking about. I think you might start crying as well.
No, I know for a fact. Like that's why I actually wanted to speak about it with you, because I think specifically with fathers as well, and I really think that you deserve a daughter as well, because with daughters, fathers generally speaking, they have a very, very close connection.
Yes,
and that's something I've seen with you as well, and even me, like subhanAllah, for all of the people, obviously I'm sure you're not gonna maybe put her face in public, maybe you will, so you're not going to, but like me, obviously I've seen her and I've spent time with her, and she looks just like you. She looks just like you, and I don't know if you see that, but she looks just like,
I think here looks
like your eyes, definitely your eyes. Like, she looks just like you. Like if someone saw her,
inshallah she doesn't have my nose.
I'm sure she does it. Yeah, I think even she at her young age, ya Allah, please, you know, no, I'm only joking. But like this is what I wanted to speak about. I think it's really, really it changes a person.
Yes.
You know, are there any other specific changes you've seen in yourself after having a daughter, where you felt like, man, this is really
I think responsibilities, man. It's like, you know, I'm a bit careless, I'm a bit irresponsible with certain things. But with that, you can't be like, oh yeah, I'll just leave you here. And you know, it's not that. You know, responsibilities where, you know, and that's somebody that you're going to be questioned about. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Amongst many other things. So, you know, making sure, you know, that, you know, discipline is there, you know, not doing everything she says, etc. You know, doing it for, and I think that works. There's that connection between I have with her, you know, like if she starts going a tantrum and start throwing everything, I'll be like, no, pick them up. Pick them all up, make her pick up, even though she doesn't like it. But the issue is, we have that. So we have that connection where she listens to me. Like if she wants to do something and she knows I don't like it, she'll look at me and she'll be like, Baba, like, you know, when someone wants to ask you something, like, Baba, and I'm like, yeah, and she's so clever, she tries to divert the issue, and so if she wants to go through that door, she'll be like, Baba, and she'll try to speak, like, look, she tries to make sentences in it, and then you can see her slowly, her feet going, like, you know, outside the door, so you can see, I just find those little things cute, but I think it's mainly responsibility. I think it's you know, that, you know, it's taught me that. I think that's one thing that I've learned. Maybe there's many things I can't think at the top of my head.
Now if you remember them, we can speak
if I remember
about them. I just think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing to see that, and I can't really imagine how that would feel even for myself. Like, this person came from me. You get it? It's a crazy thought. And all of the brothers that I speak to, like yourself and whatnot, who've been through that, they always talk about it in the same way, where it's very emotional. You feel this direct emotional attachment with someone. It's absolutely beautiful, man, mashallah. So there's other things I think
it's a different feeling, man. It's a different feeling. It's not like, okay, you know, like if you love your wife, it's not that feeling. It's not like love to your mom. It's not that. It's just there's just a different category that you never thought of. So it's like you're thinking, okay, how is it going to be? It's just like, okay, like loving one's wife or the mom or that. No, man, it's a whole different category. It's just like you just realize there's another kind of love that you have that you haven't explored, and it's like, yo, man, that's sick. you know, because you get what I'm trying to say. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
And I think for people like myself who've never felt that before, it's something to look forward to, I guess. It's something definitely to look forward to
Yes, yes.
after marriage. And it's beautiful because Allah,
Yeah.
you know, He makes a person look forward to marriage when they're young,
Yeah.
then they get married, and then He makes you look forward to children.
Yeah.
And it's as if Allah is making it easy for you to live this life.
You go through stages. Allah, I don't know if there's a verse in the Quran where Allah says, we'll put you through stages and stay. Like, you're going to go through things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And
You've gone through a lot of things, haven't you?
Oh,
in your
yeah,
life,
a lot, man, a
You've
lot.
gone through a lot, specifically with the marriage documentary. I mean, that I wanna, you know, talk about that separately. But like, even with that, the whole reason why you're making the marriage documentary is because of the amount of problems you've gone through and outside of the marriage documentary. How have you learnt to deal with your problems as someone, you know, as the years have gone by, and also dealing with this whole pressure of being online, being in the public? Have you ever been in situations where you feel like you're not capable, you're not worthy of it?
Yeah, it's come with its pros and cons, but the stuff, like, you know, it's been hard. You know, there's certain things that I went through where there was times where I, like, as a human being, I said, I can't carry on. Psychologically, physically, mentally, whatever you can say, I can't carry on. I was like, I hit rock bottom. I was like, I cannot carry on any further.
Carry on what?
Like the marriage search, yeah. For example, what I was going through.
Okay.
There's even issues, you know, that happen after marriage as well, etc. I go in detail about this, like not too much in detail, but I discuss it, you know, because I want people to learn and not make the mistakes that I made. Do you get what I'm trying to say when I was looking to get married? Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I went through, Aki, and it shapes you. It shapes you. It makes you realize there's things that I've said. Okay, you know what, I've made a mistake here. You know, as a public figure, there's this, because you need to understand you carry this responsibility.
Yeah.
Some people are careless about it, but with myself personally and the people that I'm around, we take the matter very seriously, because we don't just see it as, I'm a public figure, etc. No, that's a responsibility. And sometimes you think about it, people think, oh, you're a public figure, it must be so good for you. And recently when we came out, like me and hijab, you know, yourself as well, you know, like when it comes to financial, people think we're balling, man. People think like we're making it happen. When I tell people I'm doing Uber, people are like, what do you mean? I was one brother in the car. What do you mean do Uber? I do Uber. Yeah. It's a shock effect. How? I'm like, YouTube money. What the hell are you talking about? It's people don't understand, and it comes with this responsibility.
No, people think that, you know, your fame, it needs to match your wealth. It matches your wealth. I don't know if you heard, there was this guy. His name is Bow. He's a rapper.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, we don't listen to music and stuff like that, but
used to.
And even him, I never listened to this guy. And when I was younger, but Bow Wow, he it became like a thing called the Bow Wow challenge. Do you know that? Do you know what happened with him? No. Bro, what happened with this guy is that he was trying to, you know, this is why I wanted to ask you about this question. Struggles with being online, because he had the fame, but he didn't have the money anymore. So he would post pictures of a private jet and act like, I'm going in a private jet.
Serious?
And people would take a picture of him in economy.
No way.
Yeah, and put it online.
Serious?
This guy is in economy. He's acting like he just posted a picture in a private jet. Wow. It's all fake. So he done that so much. He done it with maybe cars. He done it with different things. Yeah. So it became a whole thing. Like, this is the Bow Wow challenge. We're gonna act like we're rich. And it's and he just got caught for it. But we know with many people, it's not like that. It's literally not like that.
Yeah, it's part.
Other than that sort of stuff, are there any other struggles you faced with being online? I mean, I'll ask you a question, for example, and I think a lot of this is going to be to do with marriage and stuff like that, but it's not a problem. Once I was walking through Light Upon Light. You know, there's a famous event that happens in the UK. It's called Light Upon Light. Yeah. And Mufti Mate comes down, inshallah, and different people. And one sister comes up to me, and she says to me, I love you. Yeah. So I didn't know how to respond to that. Yeah. I remember, you know what I said? Yeah. I said, Jazakallah khair. That's what I said.
I love you too, for the sake of Allah.
I don't know if you can even say that to a sister like that, but I was just so surprised, And these are the kind of struggles that come with a person being online.
Oh yeah.
So what kind of stories do you have for us? What struggles do you have?
You got the engine started now, fam. Okay,
go on. Let's take it.
I'll tell you very straight up, man. I avoid certain places. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Have you seen me in these events?
No, and I remember speaking to you about that.
I don't go. I don't go on purpose. Yeah. There's many reasons why I don't go. Besides people coming and saying they love you, but bro, I don't go, man, because it's, to me, it's, I don't want that attention is not good for me. Yeah, like I'm not even talking about like like the fame aspect of it. Like, yeah, I'm somebody. I'm not. I try to stay away. I don't give it that. I don't care. But the issue is this other kind of attention, man. You know what it is? It's just, you know, sometimes it comes along with it. We can't act like, you know, I can't blame the people, because I can remember when I first came to Islam, and I watched something with Ustad Hamza Zortis and Sabur.
Yeah.
And
From
they, from Ira, I watched something, and I can remember. I can even remember I called in the TV show. I can remember as a new Muslim, I called in, and they had this back then 4 or 5 years ago. They were doing this Ramadan challenge every day. They were in a different part of the London doing Dawa, and I joined them. When I saw Sabur, I was like, "Yo, man, this guy on TV, yes, we Sabur, take a picture." Yeah. So I know how it is. Do you get it? So I don't blame people. And obviously, mashallah, Sabur is not that out there, but still,
that's what I was gonna say. You're even more popular than Sabur now. And
but I'll ask Allah that we're popular in the heavens, inshallah.
Of course.
But the thing is, in that aspect, but the thing is, it's like, I understand the impact when people see that. You need to relate and say, you know what, okay, I understand, man. I hear you, because I was there and would understand how it is. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Tell them about Dawood when we're standing somewhere. You know, brother Dawood is a close brother of ours. We got some stories about Dawood.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Bro, do you remember when we were in France? Yeah. When we were in France, we went to France on a Dawa trip, and Dawood was there.
Are you talking about that? Because that's a separate issue. Are you talking about the handshaking thing?
I'm talking about the handshaking.
Oh, okay.
But we told them this first, yeah. So we all go into a masjid, and guys, you know when you walk into a masjid, right? You have a mihrab. It's called a mihrab at the front. Yeah. That's where the imam stands. Yeah. You have all of the prayer mats pointing towards the qibla, like making it bait for you. This is the qibla. This is the location to the qibla. So Dawood walks in. He walks in. There's a complete U-turn. He goes, Allahu Akbar.
Can I show on camera what he did?
Yeah, go on.
Can I stand up?
I mean, I don't know. You can.
Can I or not?
He can't. You're not going to.
I was going to say, imagine literally, he walks in.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine he walks in this way. That's the qibla, and then he goes, Allahu Akbar. What the hell are you doing, bro? The qibla is that.
He would face some wall. Yeah.
He walks in. He walks in, turns around, and says Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, the qibla is there.
The qibla is right there. You can see it. It was so funny.
But another thing is with him is that
this is why we actually wanted to.
And this is what we love about Dawood, and we get scared as well. Is that people come and they give, like, they see me, or they say it's Musa, and they'll give a salam. Yeah, and they totally ignore the person, like it doesn't exist. And sometimes when someone gives me a handshake, Assalamu alaikum, I go, and this is, I make sure this hand goes there, this is. And Dawood, once he switched, like one guy, and he was like, yeah, like, okay, I'm not a believer. Yeah, you don't want to give me that. I was like, no, but he was right. But he went on a mad one.
But look, honestly,
he's right. Okay,
on a serious
I feel
note,
embarrassed. I feel ashamed. Okay, when this happens, I'm like, whenever that happens, I go, oh, and this is Dawood, and this is this, and then they'll give handshake. It's so awkward, actually. Like, they're human beings. Is it the only thing you see? Like, is it the nur that you see in me coming out? What is it that you only come and shake my hand? But after that, Dawood, obviously, he's like that. So anytime I run Dawood, I'm scared. Anyone gives me salam, I make sure I get his hand and go, this is Dawood.
No, but he's right. Like from the Islamic perspective,
the basic akhlaq, what the hell?
Islam, subhanallah, gives respect to each person. It's not, oh, he's Ali Dawa, so we have to shake his hand and forget the other guy. Islam ensures respect for everyone in a gathering. So you say salam to the extent, it is a little bit disrespectful, and it's important.
It's very bad manners.
Yeah.
There's ways of dealing with it. That was one is not one, maybe.
But like personal struggles, other than that, of course, there's many struggles. There's many struggles with being an online personality.
Yeah. There's a lot, man, because there's this issue of you need to. It's your intentions. It's one of the things that you on a daily basis. It's just daily basis, and there's different things, man. We do create. You know. One of the things. Look, I'll give you a hint, and you remember. Yeah. When do I not recently, but when I spoke to you last, what would I do when I upload my videos?
To do with what?
Like, what do I usually do when I'm uploading my video and you say to me, Ali, why are you uploading it at this time? Remember the timings that I would upload it at?
Which timing?
Remember when I'm going to upload it, I have usually a specific time I upload it.
Okay.
But I change that pattern.
Oh, yeah, I know why.
Why?
To do with your intentions.
So, you see, it's...
And even sometimes the type of videos you make.
Yes. Do you see it? So, the thing is, why I did that is because I was thinking, okay, we have like a whole science behind the YouTube scene. Okay, you release it at this time because people come back from work and you build a little hype and then when you put it there. But sometimes what I said is now I need to break that, because to me that's like, okay, that time we're going to get the most views and people are going to benefit, etc. But then I thought to myself, no, forget it, I'm going to release it at 1 a.m. Everyone's sleeping. I don't care. I'm going to release at 1 a.m.
For your intentions.
It's for myself, brother. I need to say to myself, yes, I'm going to release at 1 a.m. I don't care. Do you get it? I don't care who watches it. Nobody watches it. I'm listening at 1 a.m. It's just that constant battle. We would we would do all kinds of silly things. Like you it might be silly. Like, why do you need to do that? Because you don't know what's going on in my head. You don't know what's going on in my heart. Do you get it? The battles that I have, you have no idea. So I would do that. There's a variety of other things that you would do, bro. Yeah, and look at like some of who was it? Imam Ahmed. Who was it? That he would go and clean the toilets.
Yeah. I was gonna also mention another story from one of the Sahaba where they didn't like being known.
Yeah.
They didn't like being known. You see, so when he would go to a place and they would find out that people don't know us here, they say Alhamdulillah that people don't know us. Alhamdulillah. And with being online, I don't know if you felt this before, but I felt that before as well. When I've gone to a place and I haven't been recognized and people don't put me on a pedestal, I actually feel very happy with that.
Not only that,
I actually feel very happy.
Yes, you do,
that.
but sometimes you have this. It's subconscious. It's like a withdrawal symptom.
You expect people.
You have this withdrawal symptom, like. Okay, but I don't know if it's because of arrogance or because you expect it. But you're like, okay, you see someone maybe coming smiling, and he's smiling to the guy behind you, like okay, maybe it's coming to say, do you get it? But you have these expectations, and then it's obviously it sinks in, and hopefully it's not because of arrogance, it's because of you're used to it. But you just this expectation, like okay, people are gonna notice me because you're just used to it. So we hope, inshallah, it's not of arrogance, but it's because we're so used to it that we're expecting it. Do you get it? Expecting not in an arrogant way, but just like okay, do you get? I hope, inshallah, that is the case.
So subhanallah, like we've just started talking about everything, just like gone straight into it. We're talking about you giving dawah, etc. I want to reverse a little bit. I want to talk about times when we would be in the car, and this is when I remember there was a time where we would call you. Do you mind me saying your real name?
You can. I don't mind. It's not a big deal.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the far right now, so it's fine.
So I remember there being times where we didn't call Ali. We were calling him his real name.
Oh yeah.
Erdi. We would call him Erdi. I would call him Erdi. Yeah.
Erdo.
Yeah. I would call him Erdi. Yo, Erdi, come here. This, that. What are you doing? It was like that. And I remember times where you were so like new in the deen that you would do some things that are like completely haram. But you didn't know. Like for example, once we were in the car, and I was like, Ali, I was talking to him about something, and he was like, nah, bro, it's not like this.
No. Where did I go? Yeah. No, I think I did that. Yeah.
And
no, something like this. No, something like this.
Yeah, you said you would do so. And I was like, I was just thinking maybe this guy's a little bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it came to a stage where you kept doing it, and I said, "What is that?"
Touch wood.
Yeah.
Touch wood.
I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Touch wood." I was like, "Bro, we don't believe in stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
That's all superstitious. That's all. There's nothing."
Yeah.
And subhanallah, you were so new like that, and all of a sudden, within the space of a few years, you're one of the most known du'at globally.
I wouldn't call myself du'at. Not to sound humble, sorry, but I'm more of a YouTube. People call me that. I'm like a YouTube. I see me as a YouTube personality. He's just a Muslim. He's just going about his life. He just wants to, do good, hopefully, and it's accepted from him. See it like that. Because du'at is like it's a big word. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And but I think it should be placed in the right place.
No, but know what I mean. Like
you
YouTube,
call me, I prefer alim or mufti. That's more like inclined to what I'm doing.
Okay, smashed it. You wish, my brother.
I'm muhaddith.
This is one of those shows.
Allama, no.
No, definitely not. We'll stick with Ali. Okay. But no, I was gonna say or Erdi. Yeah. But no, and you came so far. Yeah. So from the beginning till now, what was your motivation for da'wah? Because look, at iEra, for many of the people that are watching, obviously Reroute is an iEra podcast. You may be wondering what iEra is. iEra as an organization, we are, alhamdulillah, globally known for giving da'wah. We're in many different countries around the world. We have different brothers in different countries who we support to give da'wah. That is our main focus.
8 continents. How many continents is it?
8. So 1 minute. No, did you just say 8 continents?
Something like
that.
Bro, no, 4. No, there's
8 continents don't exist, my brother.
No, how many is there? No, you guys have
6.
Oh yeah, 6 continents.
6 continents. Sorry. So our work has reached all 6 continents, alhamdulillah. In terms of da'wah, so we like to really focus and speak about da'wah. So one of the things I wanted to ask you about as a result of that is your motivation, because a lot of the people that might be watching are watching, they're thinking, okay, I'm watching, how can I become like you? Because look, there's a first there's a step of watching someone's videos, thinking, wow, Ali Dawa, amazing, this is really, really good. Then I believe everyone watching should have this thing where they think, anything good that person is doing, how can I do that as well?
Okay.
Not just look up to them, but how can I do that as well? Like have ulu al-himma, we call it in Islam, have high aspirations. Going back to when you were like unknown, didn't have a following, didn't really know much.
Yeah.
What motivated you? What drove you, Ali, as a Turkish Kurdish boy from North London? Your parents are not really that practicing as Muslims. Maybe they weren't even Muslims. Yeah. Your father being, you've spoken about it before, being very heavily against Islam. What motivated you to become a Muslim and think, okay, I want to give dawah?
I think I was thinking about it. If you go into some comments in maybe 2000, early 2008, 2009, maybe 2010, I thought to myself, I was actually involved in dawah. I would have debates on the comment section on YouTube on the Ahmedidas videos.
Wow.
Like a proper long discussion.
And those comments are still there?
I think they might be. I want to one day go and look at them. They actually still might be there.
Wow.
And I used to have these discussions because I used to watch these videos to learn about Islam, and then things that I learned, I would have discussions about the stuff that I learned, John chapter 7, this, that. And I would have these discussions. And one thing that kind of motivates me is, well, I don't like seeing injustice. I have a phobia to injustice. When I see injustice, I feel like I have to do something about it. It's just innate. I think it's with everyone. But when I would see Islam being misrepresented, I felt that like my duty, like I was like, come on, like, like I was thinking, like I can be there and I can say this, and when you're there watching a boxing match, you're thinking, you do uppercut, you can do this, you just, and I had that in me. It's just this thing that I had inside me, I thought that I can, and when you go to when I went to Speaker's Corner, when I used to watch it, and when I went there, and bear in mind, I've been watching videos of Ahmedida, Zakir Naik, Sheikh Khalid Yassin, Abdul Rahim Green, so many people I've been watching, and I'm learning things. So obviously I'm there watching, and when I went to the Speaker's Corner and I saw people misrepresenting Islam and talking about it, and then I couldn't hold myself. And when I came out, that's when I realized the potential, and that's what kind of, it was the injustice that I saw, where I was like, how are these guys saying this? This is not true. And that motivated me, the injustice that I saw. And I was like, I need to talk about this. So the injustice made me to study, and study led me to implementing it. And when I implemented it, it became a circle where I was like, okay, they're coming with this, I'm going to come with this. And I was very passionate, where I would go to, you would see some videos of mine of like, scientific miracles in the Quran, which Ira has now, alhamdulillah,
they've clarified.
They've clarified and made a beautiful transition through, from it, even though that me personally had an effect on me. When I heard this issue of scientific miracles, they're not using it anymore. I was like, what do you mean? How can it be? That's one of the reasons I came to Islam. I was having this thing within the Dawa. But the thing is, I would have this book, go there. I was just so passionate. I made other people.
Don't go into that yet, because I want to speak to you about that. No. But like all of these things kind of motivated you. So subhanAllah, like one of the things that really struck a chord with me, what you said actually, and kind of gave me goosebumps just now, is you said about you saw potential in yourself and you worked on that. And subhanAllah, like I feel like so many people, they know the things that they're good at. All of us know what we're capable of. We all know the blessings Allah has bestowed upon us, the understanding, what we can do with that understanding, the knowledge, what we can do with that knowledge. Maybe, my brother, you're good at video editing. Maybe you're good at what you do, giving da'wah. Maybe you're good at, having debates, etc. How can you use that to support the truth, which is Islam? And that is so motivational. That is so amazing, because I know for a fact, bro, from when we were younger, that's something that we saw in you. That's something that we saw in you, that you had this potential and you always worked on it. And I've never seen you be lazy with that potential. Many of us, myself included, we become lazy with that potential. So we know that we can do something, but we just don't do it. And I think this is important for many of the young people watching to understand that you can do this. You can give da'wah. You can be the next whoever you want to be in the da'wah. It's just about realizing your potential and going on that and working on that. Look, bro, within the space of 5 years, I wanted to speak about this with you. Your self-development has been amazing. Like the other day, Allahumma barak, I was listening to you. Obviously, everything could be better, because I just saw like you made a face like everything could be better.
Did you find the tajweed issue?
No, but that's what I was saying. Your tajweed, your Qur'an has really improved, bro. From being someone when you became a Muslim not knowing how to read the Qur'an to now reciting the Qur'an and working on your tajweed and getting good tajweed and getting better. Subhanallah, I was speaking to my teacher about it, and my teacher was even mentioning Ali's tajweed has really, improved. Ali
went to have ice cream together. I was reciting to him.
Ali's tajweed has really, really improved. And subhanallah, that's an amazing thing. That's an amazing thing. Why did it improve? Why did you feel the need to work on yourself? Because I do remember there was a time where both of us we would slack on that. We would slack on our self-development. I know what made me change. What made you change?
Personally, it's I always.
Did you ever find yourself in a situation where you questions asked to you and you just don't know the answer? Like, is that one of the things that made you change?
It happens a lot. Not really. Yes, maybe at the beginning, because at the beginning, I would say personally, I should have. When I'm talking about beginning, I'm talking about 2000 and end of 2013, 2014. I should have had more knowledge on certain matters, definitely, because I was thinking to myself, at that time, I don't think you should have been doing Dawa, man. I don't think you should have been doing Dawa.
I would agree with you.
But I'm talking about those early times. Yeah, I'm talking about the basic stuff. Yeah. Because I don't want people to get this twisted and think, because there's a lot of people out there still till this day, you're not qualified to do Dawa. Memorize this chain of thing goes. Okay, why do I need that for? Just okay, all right. So we have those kind of people, just to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so they're going to think. See, I'm talking about early stages. Yeah. But personally, what motivated me, there was a lot of other aspects of it. People, always talk, etc. But I didn't want to prove. That's why I said to you, if you remember one point, I said I don't. Even though I've memorized Qur'an, I don't recite it in my videos. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And I used to say to you,
I don't want to do it.
I don't have an intention issue. And obviously, I spoke to Ustad Yahya, and he said, look, that's from shaitan. You can't stop a good deed for this, for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the thing is, I started implementing that. Now, obviously, I had personal development as well, because I've always been keen on learning, but there's just been certain obstacles that would come into place. And I think I didn't have a focus, because I wanted to learn a bit of this and a bit of that. And then, you learn, but you forgot you have to be focused on one thing. So I made like a decision about maybe a year ago. This is specifically with the Qur'an. Even though before that I was learning, but I went because now we had Salam, we set up Salam.
Yes.
And the main fundamental reason, one of them, was for my personal development. So I can, not work full time, and I don't have the time to do this. It was hard because we're at the studio, Salam Studios, for about 3 days a week. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's why it's dedicated, where I have Quran teacher. I do 24 hours or more a month. Yeah. So I do 2 hours per day, or 1.5 hour for 4 days. Yeah. 6 hours a week. So the thing is, it's concentrated. I'm with a teacher, and he works on, for example, let's say I'm doing Uber between 8 to 9, it's dead. Boom, I'm doing Quran with my teacher. I'll pull up somewhere, I'll do Quran. If I was going to attend a class here, because Badr Academy was amazing, it was beautiful for me. Yeah. It was so far, and I was working Saturdays. It was so hard. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I'm in some kind of, because we've already mentioned, I'm in some kind of a little debt. So because of that, so now I have a teacher who was flexible. So he's in Egypt, so I do it in Zoom. Do you get it? Yeah. And he's a beautiful teacher. Yeah, amazing. He's got humor. He calls me Sheikh Ali, even though I'm not a Sheikh. He's he will say to me, Sheikh Ali, how are you today?
It's like in the it's like in the culture as well.
Yeah. He's got this, he makes me want to learn. We got this brilliant relationship. We make jokes sometimes, etc. Really, so it's made me develop that. And alhamdulillah, I've broken the cycle by how I start reciting Quran. What I know, I start using it. I implement it now. Why? Because I know that was from shaitan, and that was because certain people, maybe unintentionally, besides them mocking me, it was that I have to prove something for them. I said, bro, I don't need to prove a point to nobody. You can call me Jahil, you can call me whatever you like. I will do it when I want to do it. I'm not going to come and say, okay, let me prove a point to them. Bro, there's a verse in the Quran I've memorized, yeah? I can go into it, not Baqarah, not Baqarah. But I'm saying, I could have gone and disproved them, but I'm not here to prove no one wrong. I'm sorry, okay, you think, okay, I'm Jahil, okay, I accept, I'm Jahil, I don't know nothing, okay, thank you. When I'm ready, I'll do it. I was ready, the time came, and I could have done it, because these things were going on 2015, 2016. Till then, I just recently, I would say 6 months ago, I started using Qur'an. When I mean Qur'an, I mean the recitation. Yeah. Why? Because it was personal to me. I'm ready now. Kind of stuff.
When I saw that, I was really, really impressed, and I was really, really happy that you're doing that, because that's a sign of self-development.
Yeah.
That's a sign of self-development. Even Allah, He says in the Quran, أَتَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبِرِّ وَتَنْسَوْنَ أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ تَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابِ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ in Surah Baqarah, where Allah's talking about, and what's amazing about this ayah in the Quran is Allah saying, أَتَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبِرِّ وَتَنْسَوْنَ أَنفُسَكُمْ. Are you doing things to other people and you're forgetting yourselves? You're forgetting. وَأَنْتُمْ تَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابِ. Who is Allah talking about here? Allah's not simply talking about people who, they smoke a cigarette and then He's telling the other to smoke a cigarette. And if anything, that's a good thing, that you're struggling with something, but you're still telling people not to do it. Allah is talking about, you're the ones who are with the book. Antum tatluna al-kitab. You're the ones who read the book. You've got it. And you're forgetting yourself. How can you forget yourself? Do you understand? So this is if we can say directly speaking about
Yeah.
practicing people,
Yeah.
people who are religious, people who are reading, people who are studying, people who are with the kitab, people who are with the book. Yet you're forgetting yourself and you're telling other people to do this. You need to do it first yourself.
Yeah.
So self-development, I feel, is key for
Yes.
any person who's
100%.
trying to give dawah, do good.
100%.
It's very important you self-develop
100%,
yourself.
Yeah. And a good team as well. You know, when you have a good team, they encourage you, etc.
And one of the reasons I went on like a sabbatical online, I stopped making videos, I stopped doing all of this sort of stuff and what, is honestly, genuinely because of my own self-development. I think it's very, very important.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you'll become an addict.
Yeah.
You'll want to keep doing
Yes,
it.
yes.
And it will become a struggle for you to even come back to doing
Yes,
it. Like
yes.
I'm struggling right now to come back with some of the videos. Really, it's really
Yeah.
hard. Bro, moving on. One of the things that I wanted to discuss with you is the marriage documentary now.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the marriage documentary.
It's just 3 years late. I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of it.
It's 3 years late. Yeah, of course. It's finally coming. Yeah. You, ever since I met you years ago, you were not a religious person.
3 years ago, I wasn't a religious person.
You were religious. You weren't as in tune with everything as you are now.
Okay.
Yeah. You weren't as knowledgeable as you are now,
Okay,
etc.
okay,
All of those.
yeah,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
yeah,
You were
yeah.
religious.
Please just correct yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, ever since I met you, this guy had some weird obsession with marriage and zina.
Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
No,
Like
not in that way.
the issue.
Not in that. The issue of zina. He always wants to talk about marriage. He always wants to talk about zina
Yeah.
as an issue. As an
Yeah.
issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, why this guy always? And then I remember once we did maybe on multiple occasions have a conversation about why you're so passionate about this. And I don't know if you've actually spoken about that in public. Why are you so passionate about the topic of speaking about zina and marriage? Why are you so passionate about these two things to the extent you're making a documentary about it?
You found that in the documentary.
Okay, you need to give us an answer. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. I think people are sick of hearing that as well. People are maybe going to start.
I go into look. The part one has a twist to it in the marriage documentary.
Okay,
Part one.
give us some exclusive details.
I was thinking of starting with the first ever sister that I came across, where I was a non-Muslim. Yes. I repeat again. I was a non-Muslim. I came across a sister, and I said to myself, I want to marry a woman like her. She was in abaya.
Wow.
So I said, I admired it. I was just like, I just admired it because of the
Yeah.
jahil that I came through. I admired it.
So you was looking for marriage even before you were Muslim.
I'm being honest with you.
What, you actually were?
No. It might sound silly, but I was actually, I was a non-Muslim. I've been doing my research. I haven't accepted my shahada. I knew Islam is the truth, but I didn't accept the shahada. And I was like, I would love to have a wife like that. Just in my head, I was just thinking, I would love to have a wife like that.
I'm sure you would.
So obviously, but in my head, I'm thinking, about, okay, how do I go about it? Well, I'm like, but it never came to my head, okay, you need to accept Islam first. It's just, I didn't know that kind of stuff. I just
how do I get married?
No, I didn't know how to get married.
And that hasn't stopped years later.
So there's a twist in it, but you see, the marriage documentary was going to start like that. And it will start like that, but there'll be a little twist to it. But the thing is, I go back to, and I've been obviously discussing with my teachers, and the marriage documentary we're going to go through people of knowledge who are going to watch it thoroughly, so there's nothing, because I know people are going to take that as hujjah. Like, yes, Ali said this, we're going to, let's go and do that. So, but alhamdulillah, there's halal stuff in there, but we need to be careful with certain aspects, yeah?
Most definitely, yeah.
Because as Allah said, don't tell the people what they're not ready to hear. There's certain aspects, even though he says, do you want them to disbelieve in Allah and His Messenger? That's a separate issue, but don't just, for everybody, here you go. Yeah? No, because the man who came to the Prophet said, can I kiss my wife in Ramadan, fasting? So he said yes to one and no to other. Is he contradicting himself? No, because one was young, he can't hold his desires. He said no. The other one was old. He said yes, you can.
Wow.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Hikmah.
And even, if I'm not mistaken, Abdullah bin Masud, same thing when it came to a man said, if I kill someone, would I be forgiven? He said, no, you will not be forgiven. And another man came in the same gathering and said,
You think a man came to Abdullah bin Masud?
Yes. Can I kill somebody? Will I be forgiven? He said, yeah. And they asked him, why are you saying yes to one? He goes, that man, I saw in his eyes that he's about to kill somebody. That's why I said to him, no, you will not be forgiven.
Wow.
But he goes, the other man, he had killed somebody and he's looking for forgiveness, like repented. I said to him, yes, you will be forgiven.
You look like you're going to kill somebody just now.
So the first part, Aki, I know the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I know the destruction and the disaster that it has brought to people's lives. My cousin hanged himself. In the marriage documentary, you will see a video footage.
That's what you showed me, isn't it?
On his deathbed. You will see it on his deathbed. My neighbor hanged himself. My cousin who hanged himself, his friend hanged himself in a park about a couple of weeks later. I know people who self-harmed. I know the Jahiliyyah that I lived and I saw literally people crumbling. And I've seen this a lot, and actually it has an impact in me where I want to stop people.
You've been through a lot of pain pertaining to this, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of issues, actually. Like, you know, I'll be honest with you. I was in a haram relationship. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I discussed in the part 1.
Yeah.
And we go, and the girl that I was in a haram relationship with, and I'm only mentioning this out of benefit to the people.
Is that the long-term one you were in?
That was, yes. And she was half Asian, half white.
Mm-hmm.
And we go and see her mum. We go and speak to the mum after 11 years. And we go there and visit old friends. And we talk about people who were in haram relationships, where they are now.
Wow.
And we go in detail and we talk about, there was 2 sisters who attempted suicide. Yeah? I'm going to leave it at that, man. They can find out. But, you know, it's deep stuff. And there's a lot of things. Actually, I don't want anyone to. Wallahi, shall I tell you something? There's a personal instance that happened to me on Oxford Street.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to talk about.
Leave it to the marriage documentary. I would say leave it. You know why? Because I can say I'm not a person that easily cries. But, bro, I was like a baby. I was.
This is fairly recent,
bro.
yeah.
I was distraught.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it wasn't recent. This happened a long time ago. This incident I'm talking about, maybe you're confused with something else.
No, I know what a year ago you're saying.
No, this was a long time ago. This was when I just came to Islam.
Oh, really?
There was an instance that happened.
We're talking about the same thing. I know we're talking about the same thing. When it involved the locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we're talking about the same thing, but I thought it was recent. SubhanAllah, that happened a long time ago. Okay.
And that actually, I can't describe to you, but it broke me. And I said to myself, look, whatever's happened,
Yeah.
and whatever I've seen people happening, what's been going on with my cousin, etc., I'm gonna make sure, be it the brother or the sister, that they do not go down this route. That's why the marriage documentary, the reason I started off like this is because how not to start your marriage.
We've both seen a lot of heartbreak because of it. We've both seen. I mean, this is why, like, there was even things that involved both of us. You know, there was things that involved both of us.
You're in the marriage documentary, man.
Yeah.
You know, them crazy late night.
There was things that involved both of us. You know, there was.
Look at the camera and give that smirk. What happened?
Yeah.
Madness.
There was things that involved both of us,
Madness,
subhanAllah, and we've both seen a lot of heartbreak because of it. You know, I think it's very fair to say that these sort of haram things, both of us have seen it affect our lives.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe that, inshallah, I really hope that the marriage documentary does well for you,
inshallah.
really benefits people.
For the people, yeah, inshallah.
You know, I wanted to give you this time on Reroute to speak about it because I think, and obviously, Jazakallah khairan for some of the, exclusive plugs. By the way, you're only hearing this on Rerouted. You know, he's not, unless he goes tomorrow and, make sure you don't do that.
Never.
But, no, it's really, really powerful. You know, it's
a lesson. Look, we go through everything, brother. We go through everything. Talaq, khula, marriage, what you can ask. Can you go on a halal day? Can you speak on the phone? Text messaging. The dad's not accepting it. There's a sister who's bro. Everything to do with marriage. Everything. Literally all angles. We're going through everything.
Yeah.
And it's just a learning curve. You just get your pen and paper and just know. Because listen, we're going to people of knowledge. It's not coming from me. I'm going to people of knowledge. Sheikh, Mufti Mink's in it. I'll go to Mufti Mink and ask him questions about can we, if you see a sister or a brother in public, and obviously what are you going to follow them? You don't. It's not like, I know he's from my village, Bababu, but our tribe is called Bababubu or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Okay.
We could go to. You don't know.
Which country are those tribes in?
I have no idea. Probably Turkey. So the thing is, we talk with Mufti Mink on this specific aspect of what's the ruling. How do you go about it? It's all in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, subhanallah.
Nah.
You know, with so how was it experiencing beatings from your teachers?
Sorry, I was what? What did you say?
I got videos on my phone, guys. Yeah, if you saw these videos,
What, me getting beat?
yeah,
With the belt. With the
some
belt.
of you would probably call the police.
With the belt, literally, I got literally. But I think it helped my memorization.
We won't mention who, but one of the shuyukh, subhanallah, laid into Ali.
Took the belt, literally.
And that was because of some of your obsessive your obsessiveness. And I think you're very, very much like this, if I can say it, that you're a person who is very, very serious about the things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes overtly serious, sometimes too serious, to the extent where when people see you, they're like, why are you doing this for? Like, why are you getting so involved in
That's
this?
the situation we're in today,
Yeah, there's a situation he's in today as well, subhanAllah.
Yeah.
But all of this sort of stuff, Why are you like that? Why are you like
It
that?
just comes back to injustice. Like the issue with the far right, for example, I was like, how are these guys just rolling around, just
Okay.
talking about religion, insulting our prophet, and they're just getting it? How would they? Actually, I was thinking,
So you wanted to deal with that?
no, I was thinking, let somebody deal with it. I'm looking for this somebody just to come along. I could say, and it just annoyed me, man. I'm sorry.
How important do you feel like da'wah
Mm.
is as a solution to that?
Very, 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 man. It's key, you know.
Can you give us examples of how you've seen da'wah change someone like that's perception?
Bro, very simple. For example, Speaker's Corner, a group of far right people came, went on they were going on a mad one. Bro, just a simple discussion. Would you like coffee, sir? Yeah? Like Ustad Hamza Zotter says. You know, sometimes maybe they need a pizza. Maybe call them for a meal. And that is so key. That's so key. Yeah? And
I thought you said that's so cake. But yeah.
yeah, you can say cake as well if you want, yeah?
Yeah.
It's so crucial. People don't understand, yeah, that dawah is not just your this arguments like, hey, look, I've dismantled you, yes, okay, good. If dismantled arguments, okay, good. Emotionally, what have you done for this person?
Nothing.
What have you done? Okay, emotionally, I broke you down. Okay, what now? Like Ustad Hamza, your ego, yes, give injection to your ego. Well, I've done so good. Okay, have you done dawah? Have you genuinely done dawah? You have just disproven somebody, you've left them empty, you've probably laughed at them and mocked at them, and you've sent them away. You brought someone to Islam, you invite someone to Islam, or you said to them, go away from Islam. Brother, this is why I say akhlaq and manners is the best form of dawah. I do not care what you say. Brother, you can have all these intellectual arguments. Somebody, bringing somebody, inviting them for coffee tea, relating with them, cup of coffee. And that's what I'm saying with the far right when I would discuss with them. Simple questions like, look, you know, if that was your daughter, do you really think I'm going to turn a blind eye? I swear to God, if anybody touch your daughter, he's thinking like, this guy is serious. He means it from the heart.
Yeah.
These guys, these people actually care.
No, that's what Islam is about, and you need to show
that's
people
what
that.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that simple thing. These guys actually care.
Yeah.
These guys care.
Yeah.
That's why you see with the far right, some of them come and take pictures with me.
Wow.
And I say, can I post it? They go, no, don't post it. I found that so powerful. So they come and take pictures with me and they go, Ali, look, you know, we don't agree with certain views, but, you know, your passion and stuff, certain things. And it's, you know, and I'm not saying like, but I'm saying it works, man.
You know, Ali, a thing that just came into my mind, yeah? Jazakallah khair. A thing that just came into my mind is, okay, fine, you're talking about this. You give da'wah, mashallah. I try and give da'wah. Ustad Hamza gives da'wah, you said.
Yeah.
Some of the other brothers, they give da'wah. Do you feel like normal Muslims who know about you, who know about me, who are watching us right now, them not giving da'wah, because let's be honest, a large, maybe majority of the percentage of the people that are watching this right now do not give da'wah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that is damaging us as a Muslim community? The fact that they are not giving da'wah.
100%, brother, 100%. There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, if I'm not mistaken, that angels came down to destroy a town. And the angels saw a believer there. So they went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
And obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the all-knowing, yeah?
Yeah.
And they said to him, oh Allah, there's a believer there. And you want us to destroy the town? And he said, yeah, go and start with him. So I thought, okay, why? Because he's there and he had this ibadah, mashallah, very righteous, pious brother. Didn't speak to anybody. I'm at home praying. Even we know Yunus alayhi salam.
Yeah.
You know, when he tried to give da'wah, he couldn't and he left. And, you know, Allah kind of punished him, you know, with being thrown overboard, etc. I don't know if you know the story of Jonah. Yunus alayhi salam, yeah?
Okay,
so,
Yunus alayhi salam.
So basically, why? Because it's an obligation on you, yeah? Allah said, the Prophet ﷺ said that you either enjoin good and forbid evil, and that's a form of da'wah. Or Allah will send down a calamity, even if you prostrate to be rejected from you. Okay, what that shows is that da'wah is an obligation on all of us, yeah? It has to be done. And nobody's saying da'wah means make a YouTube channel. Nobody's saying have a da'wah store. Nobody's saying have material. Brother, your neighbor's there. You know, do you need help with cutting your grass?
Yeah, look.
Do you, okay, you're left out. Aki, this is da'wah. That's why you have a lot of people when these attacks happen, you'll have people coming and say, no, my neighbor's not like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's da'wah. You've been given da'wah, you haven't realized. Simple, basic akhlaq. Let people say, we know Muslims to be like this.
Let me share a story actually of one of the brothers I know.
Yeah.
His wife, she's a niqabi. She wears niqab. And there was a post lady. So the post lady comes and she says, hey, whatever. So the sister, she invites her into her home for a little cup of coffee, cup of tea.
Yeah.
They have the coffee, they have the tea, they talk, etc., whatnot, you know, and then she needs to go. The sister actually needs to go as well. So the sister gets up, she goes and she throws on her abaya and she throws on the niqab.
Yeah.
And the woman's face, and this is a brother I know personally, by the way. He's the CEO of one of the organizations that we have in the UK. Yeah. The woman's face is like, you wear that, so you're like one of them. You dress like that, yeah. And she goes, yeah, I wear this all the time. Niqab, yeah, we don't wear it in front of you. Don't have to wear it in front of you. You're a woman, but I wear this.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what she said to her? She said, you have changed my perception about people that look like you.
Yeah, there you go.
and do you know why? Because of the conversation she just had with her 5 minutes ago.
Simple, there you go.
Dressed normally,
There
maybe
you
in
go.
her PJs.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
And this is the thing. As Muslims, and I think this is a beautiful place to end, we need to make it clear to people why Islam is the truth, and also express to them that Islam is the truth.
Yes, 100%.
And that's something that I've seen change your life. Your parents, subhanAllah. I have been with Ali, guys. I mean, we've been. What happened once when one of the shuyukh came to your house and he was wearing the shimar?
Yeah, okay, madness. Like madness. My dad was switching.
And like people like your father, you know, may Allah guide him. I mean, who they see Islamic dress and they're intimidated just by that.
Yeah.
Just by that, they think you're terrorists. Just by that.
Yeah.
And your dad's perception changing to like having nice conversations with us.
Yeah.
Having a conversation with me. How are you, Musa? You're right. Yeah. How's things, etc. To maybe before judging us.
Never.
Maybe thinking, oh, what's this guy doing here,
exactly.
etc. All of this sort of stuff, and not even being shy about it. Being open about it.
Yes. And what played a role? A brother's family. You know, a brother's family played a massive role. Yeah. And the dawah that let me put it like this. The hatred my dad saw in Turkey from so-called Muslims, Sunni Muslims, obviously they're Muslims, but I meant like they're bad. I'm not doing takfir on the whole nation.
Yeah.
How they were treated, because they were persecuted, My family, they were persecuted, I'm going to be honest, they were persecuted. So that perception that he had and the hate that he had towards Islam, all it took was this brother's family, to just be just good manners, just when they come, and all it took was that, and my dad softened. Can you imagine all that hate, all that? Not one in my marriage documentation, not me wanting me to marry a hijabi sister, etc. All of that, like obviously he was getting better, but it had such an impact where it just was it was a shift. Do you see how powerful that is, man? Do you see? I was thinking what I couldn't do in this many years. This uncle just done it like that.
And you know what that is, bro? This is from Islam directly.
Yes.
You know, in tarbiyah, you know, when you're dealing with people, one of the things that you learn when you study tarbiyah is dealing with qulub an-nas.
Yes.
The hearts of people.
Yes.
And you know
and
what?
A lot of people don't have that,
bro.
Tarbiyah, they do not have tarbiyah. What they have is knowledge pumped in, injected. Yes,
bro. Do you know what tarbiyah is? Tarbiyah is me and Saqib sitting there, mashallah, are gonna go out to eat after this. For example,
no, you're going out with me.
Yeah,
no. No. Are you going with Saqib?
No, I'm not.
No, if I'm going to leave.
I'm giving you an example
because you said to me first.
I'm giving you an example.
Okay, sorry.
So me and him going out to eat afterwards.
Yeah.
But you're not invited. Nor is Mohsin, our producer.
No, why not? Tell them to come as well.
Listen, man, let me just tell those things, man. This guy always does this, They're not invited because me and him need to talk about something really private.
Oh, okay.
And he actually doesn't want you guys to come because we need to talk about something private. Yeah. You know what good tarbiyah is?
Yes.
Us all leaving together, not even telling you that we're going separate ways. And then that is, you know what that's dealing with? The hearts of the people. Because we don't want you to think that way, and Islam deals with it to that
level. The Prophet ﷺ said, when you are together, do not speak a different language the other doesn't understand.
And that's
or
tarbiyah.
Whisper.
And that's tarbiyah.
Aki, this is the essence of Islam. What we have today is a group of people, youngsters, with knowledge being pumped into their head, no tarbiyah, no understanding, no hikmah. It's like, you've got a sword, go to the battlefield. I've got a sword, okay, the sword is sharp, okay, you know how to use it? No, but I might do this. Brother, you're going to harm yourself, you're going to flip and end up hating yourself. The issue is, I'm saying wherever it may be, it doesn't have to be a sword, okay? Sword of peace.
Why do you have to always use violent examples?
No, I didn't know what else to give, like, wherever it may be, there's no tarbiyah, no to know your lane, brother. This is your lane, okay, stick to your lane.
Most definitely.
But why? That's lack of tarbiyah. It's simple as that. Lack of, you're not patient upon the knowledge that you're studying. Do you get it? You just want to be a hero. Yeah, if I study this and be implemented, brother, learn it for yourself first. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
That's what with me, I don't talk about matters I don't know, Aki. I will come and say, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. It's a part of religion. I don't know. Leave the matters of big stuff to the knowledge. No, I'm a hero. I'm going to come refute this. Sheikh, that's why I love the statement. I'm sorry. A scholar knows who's a jahil because he was once one. But a jahil never knows who's a scholar because he never was one. I'm sorry. It's a beautiful statement and it just makes so much sense. You got these keyboards doing takfir on believers. He's a kafir. wow, mashallah, what is he? A kafir. Oh, so beautifully said. Brother, if you understood what you're uttering, your legs would shake. Aki, people of knowledge, you know how careful they are. Saying kafir, doing takfir is a fatwa. Brother,
No,
if
they
you go to a
don't,
scholar, if you say, yeah, this guy's, you say, shh, shh, shh. It'll beat you up. Do you know what you're uttering, man? Do you know it's so simple? He's a kafir. Oh.
And this is where the manners come in, the tarbiyah, all of this sort of stuff. And we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah, it's lacking. And it's, you know, it's sad that you see it, you see this tarbiyah and good akhlaq in people that are not as practicing, and you think to yourself, like, you know, imagine how beautiful this person would be. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, what is it that with people, religious people that look like you? No, I'm joking. But the thing is, it's like you want to see that, man. We expect it from people, like that. You know, it doesn't matter about appearance, and I talk about this appearance thing. Shall I tell you, the downfall on a lot of stuff, marriage, bro. What I learned the hard way in marriage documentary, Aki, out appearance. Believe me, brother. People might be shocked. I'll give you another exclusive thing for the marriage documentary. Yeah,
go on.
And nobody knows this. This is a big one. Yeah, people don't know this. Do you know I got to know a non-hijabi sister for marriage?
Is that it?
Is this it?
I thought you were gonna tell me.
Do you think, bro? You know how many people are gonna be like, Ali Dawa wanted to marry a non-hijabi, bro? To them, it's like, Aki, the people are probably like, they fall off their seat now. Yeah, to you, it might not be a big deal, Aki. Yeah. Because I know why I came to that aspect, why I was considering it, etc., etc.
Okay. What made you do that?
Yeah, you'll see. You'll find out. You'll find out, brother. Why? And and also there was obviously things. Now you're gonna feel like, oh, die off. You know, it's a die off. They don't even know that. But you'll see. You'll find out. You'll find out.
Ali has been such a victim of you guys' hate.
You know, these Somalian uncles. Yeah, I'm joking. No, these Somalian uncles.
that he has just got this shield up. Subhanallah. Bro, Jazakallah khairan for coming on the podcast.
No problem.
It's been absolutely beautiful having you. It's been a pleasure having you. And it's been a pleasure, you know, sharing some exclusive information about your daughter. We pray Allah blesses her and allows her to become a righteous slave of His. Ameen. And we pray Allah blesses you with the same thing, and myself. And we spoke a lot about self-development. May Allah allow us to self-develop ourselves into amazing people.
Inshallah.
Ameen. And brothers and sisters, on that note, that was Rerouted with our brother Ali Dawa. We really, really hope that you enjoyed it. Without further ado, inshallah, just quickly let you know about some of the platforms we're on. The platforms will be on your screen. They're also on your screen in the beginning of the video. So make sure you download and listen to us on these audio platforms as well, when you're on the train, when you're going to work, etc. And inshallah, let us know which guests you'd like us to have in the future in the comment section down below. Up until the next one, I have been your host, Musa Adnan. Look after yourselves. We'll see you very, very soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. That's all.